Today is day one of trying to build the Idea app. I want to document the whole journey from start to finish. Literally, no pun intended, low-key pun intended though. From the idea all the way to making the product, to marketing, and hopefully growing the product to a multi-million-dollar business. I want to document the whole journey on this channel specifically. After spending the last year working for a startup company, also being a content creator for going on 10 years now, damn near, I have been so inspired to create an app that really serves creators for real, for real. I also have a computer science degree, so this is gonna make my mama proud if this works. So the whole idea revolves around two main concepts. One, the idea being the most important part of the creative process, and two, having a very easy way to dump your ideas onto something and, you know, go back to it later at a certain point and kind of flesh out whatever you were thinking at that moment. But the problem is right now, people either just aren't dumping their ideas and then they forget it at some point, and, you know, that's one of the worst feelings in the world, thinking you had a multi-million-dollar idea and then you just forget it. Like that'd be horrible. Or people do it in like very convoluted ways and not optimized ways. You know, the most old school way of doing it is literally just writing it down, but most of us aren't holding a pen and paper at all times. The next way that makes sense is probably using some sort of app like your Notes app or Notion to jot down your notes really quick. But the problem with those apps is there's still too much friction, in my opinion, between you thinking of an idea and just having it down somewhere. I personally have even set up a personal Discord where, you know, if I have some scratch ideas and thoughts to write down, like I type it in there, and that just sounds so ghetto. I'm gonna just be honest, that sounds so ghetto, but that's what I've been doing though. So I've been using ChatGPT to just kind of workshop through my ideas of the app and, you know, what it would look like and stuff like that. And this is pretty much the baseline idea right here. I don't even know if y'all can see it. So pretty much the idea is when you open the app, the first thing you're gonna see is a plain text bar. This is where your ideas are gonna go. So let's say I have an idea for a video, I'm gonna just type it in this text bar, right? And once you click send, it's gonna save that memory so you can come back to it later. Or you can immediately like flesh out your idea then and there if you really want to. And one of the things I really wanna make a core experience of this app is the different ways you can dump your ideas, right? So obviously the main one is just texting something and sending it, right? Another one is sending a voice note. Another one is, you know, going from text to speech. Another one is taking a photo and adding a caption to it so you can remember a memory at a later point, or, you know, something along those lines. Another one is taking a video and adding a caption to it. Like there's a bunch of different ways to kind of capture your ideas in the moment and just jot it down somewhere. That's I think is the most powerful thing about this idea. That's gonna become so cliche, me saying the word idea on this channel, but alright y'all, this is day 3 or 4, around there. I'd be lying if I said day 2, that's all I'm gonna say. Made progress on a couple things. I have officially announced on my socials that this is a project that I'm doing. Oh, and this is pretty important. I can't use the app name Idea. Well, technically I could. I did some market research, went to the app store and saw if there were any apps called Idea. There really isn't, I'm gonna be honest with you, which is kind of crazy to me, but hey. I would have loved to use the word idea for the app name, but the problem is not necessarily on the app store side of things, it's buying a domain for it, because idea is a commonly used phrase, and when it comes to domains using very commonly used words, they are very expensive, very expensive. So I think idea.com, if I wanted to buy that domain, first of all, I don't think it's available, but there's like other variants that are, you know, adjacent to it. It costs $200K. But then it hit me. I'm Filipino. I speak a whole different language. And I think it would be cool to kind of tie in my culture as the founder of this app into this whole concept. So I thought to myself, what is the direct translation of the word idea in Tagalog? And it's Idea. So that's the ad name. That is the new ad name. And I think that is so fire that I found a way to incorporate my cultural elements to this and still pretty much keep the same name. Like it's a direct translation of what I'm originally trying to go for, with a little bit of sauce to it, a little bit of seasoning. So yeah, the official app name moving forward is Idea, IDEYA. All right, this is day 5, day 6. This is branding day. Trying to figure out the brand, trying to figure out the logos before I move forward with the app design and, you know, actually coding the product. I want to get a sense of the aesthetic I'm trying to go for. So this is the official IDEA brand kit, essentially, right? Like, so this is the logo right here. This is going to be what the app icon is. And then we got a bunch of different variations here with the font being, what is this, Quicksand? Yeah, the font is Quicksand. Now, do I think it can be better? I'm gonna be honest, I think it can. But I just didn't want to get stuck in the branding phase, because I know the branding phase, you know, can be as involved and as complex as it really could be. But I think this is a good place to start, and then, you know, once we get serious, I can always go back and redesign these designs. But pretty much the inspiration is a combination of a thinking bubble and your brain, because that's pretty much what an idea is. It's you thinking with your fucking brain. I don't know. I like the font that I use too. It's pretty easy on the eyes. It's not too harsh or anything like that. We'll see how it carries over to the actual app, because this may be a thing of like, it looks good for the branding, but the actual app fonts, it may not work. I don't know. Could I do both? I don't know. Do I need to pick one? I don't know. That's something I'll figure out down the line. And I've also gone as far as to make an actual proper landing page for IDEA. So I bought the domain. I don't know if I mentioned that in the last part of the video. I used Squarespace to both buy the domain and make the website. Just something simple. I just need your first name, your last name, and your email address. That's really all I need. Collect it somewhere. Good to go. And eventually, I do want to make a web version of the app and have it live on this domain. But as of right now, this is really all I need. So if y'all want to sign up for the waitlist, hey man, idea.app. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see where this takes me, where it takes us. I think the beauty about this project is literally, worst comes to worst, I genuinely, as a solo user, if this never went out to anyone else, would use this app. This is an app that I genuinely need. Literally, when I have like random ideas that I think are really good, I go to fucking Discord. I have a Discord server where I just type in random ideas and thoughts. That's so ass. And I hate using Notion and Notes, because the way it's set up, you have to click a bunch of different things before you start actually creating notes, at least the way I use it. Shout out to my friend Omar, but literally he does the same thing. Like when he has a random idea for our podcast, like he finds it easier to just text me and come back to our text messages than actually using a proper notes app. Like that's just the way we think, and that's the way I think a lot of creators think. And I think instead of creating like complicated workflows and templates that end up trying to make things simple but actually don't, like why not just make a product that works in the mind frame of, yo, creators are spontaneous by nature. But nevertheless, I don't want to keep ranting. The next video is going to be actually designing the app in Figma and then actually coding. With that being said, I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, and I'm out of here.